At Love Me Love You, we're about to launch our new campaign called Love Me Love Your Mate. It's all about the understanding of support systems and showing recognition to those people that you are needing your support of. It is the 1 in 5 that live with mental illness that we're targeting. Understand that it is a campaign that embraces what we do at Love Me Love You, and that is all about support. So the campaign is for you to tag 5 people that you recognise that are there for your support, that also can be there because you are there to support them as well. 1 in 5 people live with a mental illness. That is one too many. Put yourselves in a position to show that awareness for everybody to get involved in this campaign. Love Me, Love Your Mate moving forward is how you should carry through your own life. Take that to your own network, push it forward, create that conversation, and love me, love you. Cheers.
If I could go back and give myself one bit of advice as a kid, it would be life is so much bigger than the bubble you're consumed in, and the little things that you worry about, you should never worry about. Mateship is something that's really important to me. Having good mates that are supportive around you, but then also just the memories that you guys create, especially with your mates, is something that's you'll never forget, and something that will always drive you through life. I would definitely try and get them to seek support, but do it in a way where they would feel comfortable. Obviously, if I'm talking to them about how they're feeling, they must be comfortable with me, so making sure I can channel them through the right, I suppose, pathway, and if it is being there with them when they go see someone, but just making sure that they seek some support, because that's the biggest thing. It's probably out of my league to be able to deal with it, but making sure that I'm there for them to help them go down the right pathway. Making sure you dedicate some time to yourself daily if you can, but at least once a week where you can have time just to chill out and kind of, I suppose, recenter yourself. Life's so busy, you get caught up with thinking a lot about the past and obviously the future, and to be able to have that moment and be present and acknowledge what you're going through and how you're feeling is very important, I think. I rely on my wife. She's probably the biggest person in my support network. My family, mum and dad, sisters, and then my mates. They're the ones that I'm always, I suppose, chewing the fat with and talking to, and without those guys, it wouldn't be that great.
What would I tell my 15-year-old self? Also, the biggest advice I would give myself is just to take it slow. There's no rush to achieve anything, get anything done. Have fun, spend time with your mates. Don't take life too seriously. You have plenty of time to do that. Mateship means being really there for your mate. Not just in the good times, not just out having beers at the pub or playing footy or just hanging out at parties. Like actually getting to know your mates and knowing what makes them tick and knowing what upsets them, knowing what makes them happy, and just being there as someone that is willing to listen and chat. I would tell a mate that is battling mental illness to just talk about it, first of all. Just kind of talk about what's going on for them, what they're experiencing. And then from there, I'd encourage them to see maybe a professional if they felt comfortable doing that, but just to feel comfortable enough to kind of express how they're feeling and what they're going through. For me, it's meditation. I start every day with meditation. I end every day with meditation. I try to spend as less time on the phone as possible. I eat healthy and I get enough sleep. My support network is probably my teacher, first of all, and my mum, my brother, and my 3 closest mates, who I regularly check in with and ask them how they're doing, and they ask me the same thing.
I could give one piece of advice, it would be to be yourself, don't try and be anyone else. Mateship means being there for each other, so not just in good times but in bad times as well, and not just being a one-way street. So it's not all about you, it's also about asking your mate questions and making sure that they're okay just as much as they support you and ask about you yourself. I tell them to talk to me or to talk to someone, but don't bottle it in. And there's nothing wrong with you if you're having low moments. And it takes a strong person to actually talk to someone about it. And yeah, we're here for you. To keep me balanced, I make sure that I take time out for myself. So whether that's exercising or getting a good night's sleep or just making time to sit down and watch some TV on the couch. But I also make time to catch up with people and yeah, hang out with friends. I rely on a lot of people, my family, mum, dad, my older sister Tessa, my younger sister Sophie. I rely on my best mates, my footy team, my colleagues at work, yeah, lots of people.
One piece of advice, I'd say enjoy yourself. The next few years are going to be pretty exciting. You'll meet a lovely girl, which you'll be pretty happy with. But in terms of a piece of advice, I reckon just enjoy your mates, enjoy your family. Make sure you lean on the people that are close to you. If things happen to you, there's more to life than the small things that will happen to you at school and at the footy club. So enjoy yourself. Mateship, I'm pretty lucky. I get to work at a football club where there's 46 of my mates that I get to run around with every day. And I've come to appreciate that more now since I've been doing that. In terms of you get to come to the footy club, you get to meet new people, you get to enjoy their ups, their downs, be there for them to lean on. I think my mates these days are a hell of a lot closer than what they were when I was younger, just because the depth of the relationship occurs through talking to each other. I'd tell you to talk to the people that are close to you. In terms of speaking from experience, I lent on the people that were really close to me, and I'm a hell of a lot happier now than I was a few years ago. And it is tough, and you will be very nervous about having the conversations, but they're worthwhile and they will make you a happier and a better person down the long track. My techniques, I do love golf, but anything in nature. Get outside, go for a walk, go for lunch with the boys, just be outside. And footy's pretty stressful, so to enjoy yourself outside, and it's probably my main part of my week that I look forward to, other than training and meetings and weights. But yeah, my weekly golf's the main thing that I try and keep up. Since I've come to Love Me, Love You, it has broadened my approach to the people that I let inside my life. I was very narrow. I probably only had a couple 2 years ago that I could really lean on and talk to, and trust that they had my best interest at heart. But I'm in the process of letting a few more people into my life and into my story and my journey, and it is exciting to share that with other people, and it's more enjoyable to have those relationships and to lean on other people.
What I would tell my 15-year-old self, I would say, young Nathan, trust yourself and listen to your gut, because it does serve you well in life, and that is the best advice I can give you. Mateship, to me, it's pretty simple. It's a circle of friends, it's a circle of people, circle of influence of other like-minded and people that are aligned to the way you interact with people and the way you believe and feel. So for me, mateship is around alignment, and whether that's friends, family, or otherwise. I would say to my mate, it's not the 90s anymore. It's time to open up and tell us how you're feeling, whether or not you're okay. Ooh, techniques to keep me balanced. I do enjoy a very long run, at least once a week, where I do get the opportunity to clear my head with work and life and all those sorts of things. There can be a lot of thoughts and things running around my head, so best to put it all out physically and go for a run and yeah, use a couple of hours to just clear the head. My support network is probably very heavily centred around my wife, who, yeah, very cliched, but she's also my best friend. But my wife and my friends are very much my circle that sort of help me get through life.
G'day everyone, I'm Luke Livingston. I'm the chairman of the Love Me Love You Foundation. I'm here joined by Luke Hodge today, ex-captain of the Hawthorn Football Club, champion. Very excited to catch up with Luke today and talk about the importance of mental health. Obviously how he's being involved in the Love Me Love You Foundation moving forward, which we're really excited about. But mate, once again, thanks for coming along and having a quick chat. Mental health, being a leader in your role at the Hawthorn Football Club, naturally you've got to be very mindful of this space. How's that sort of taken in your environment as a leader at the Hawthorn Footy Club?
I think it's changed over the years. I think early on, when I first started, it was a bit of a taboo topic. No one wanted to talk about it. If you were seen to mention it, that you were depressed or anything like that, it was almost, oh, what's wrong with him? Where I think AFL especially, but I think the public in general are now understanding more and more that people go through it, whether you're a mum, a dad, whether you play sport, whether you work 9 to 5 in an office. It's capable of affecting anyone. And I think the main thing that we've been taught as teammates or people is always ask the question of how you're going if you see someone down, because it's easy once you realise the small little parts that to look for, whether people are normally bubbly, they've had a couple of down days, or they're just not acting the same. It's always good to ask someone, but also for the person who it's been affected, don't be afraid to reach out for help.
Seeing foundations like Love Me Love You, Beyond Blue, these support networks are very important, conversations very important as well. Back to your first day at the footy club to now, 15, 16 years in the AFL, it has come a long way, and it was highly topical with Nathan Thompson, obviously, who was one of the first footballers to come out and state that he had issues with depression. Were you at the footy club at that point in time?
Yeah, I was with Tomo, I think it was the second or third year. I actually lived with Tomo the first week and a bit when I was down in Melbourne, and to the naked eye as a young kid, you didn't know any different. You saw him at times that he was upbeat, but then you saw him at times that he was a bit flat, and back then you didn't know much about it. And I think that's one thing, that the awareness that the Love Me Love You Foundation is creating. I know Lance has done a few walks, which I think you've been trying to get me on the end of. I'll be there in some capacity.
We'll get you eventually.
Whether my old body can make the 100k walk, but I'll definitely be there to support in some capacity, because I believe in getting the awareness out there. Because as I said, it's crucial, and that little bit of help that everyone can sort of do to make the awareness for people to understand that, speak up and voice that if you are having troubles, because so many people want to help.
Now, we're very lucky to have you as our guest at the corporate breakfast that we have this year on Friday the 13th of October. So thanks very much for helping us out with that. It's at Etihad Stadium. We'd love to get as many people along as possible. It's going to be a great morning. Thank you very much for the support, obviously as a friend of mine, but also to our foundation, to do the corporate breakfast and potentially get you on a few Ks on our walk in March next year with March With Me. For a foundation perspective, it really enables us to spread that word far and wider with people like Luke, spreading the good word on behalf of us as well. So, mate, thanks very much for coming and having a chat. Thanks for your involvement and support ongoing. Mate, you're a legend. And good luck in a couple of weeks' time, mate. Let's get that 300 games there, and have a good night.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
We're here for the 2017 March With Me event. It's fantastic to see so many people here supporting a fantastic cause to raise money and awareness for youth mental health. No one travels their journey alone.
Being on the board and one of the early founders of this organisation, to see the size of it today, just to see the energy and the vibe that's been driven from them is something that's very humbling and made us very proud. But when you're sort of walking for a cause like mental health, when everyone's doing it tough every day of the week, walking 116 kilometres over 2 days, or 56 k's in one day, or 16 in the last day, is something that we think we can all get ourselves through. So our whole motto about this walk is not one person should walk their journey alone. And that's what's happened over the last 2 days.
We really like the cause, the atmosphere, the feeling that you get of being part of a crowd, being part of a family almost.
Incredible, the amount of friends or people that we've met along the way has been phenomenal.
So over 300 participants that have participated over the 116 kilometre journey over these 2 days. It's been the most magnificent event and putting the biggest statement on youth mental health that this state has ever seen. The mission of Love Me Love You Foundation is that no one travels their journey alone.
On behalf of everybody at Love Me Love You Foundation, we thank anyone who did the walk, everyone who's donated, everybody who's participated. March With Me 2017 was our biggest so far, and we want to make March With Me 2018 even bigger. If we can save one life, we've done our job, but I know we're going to save many lives. Thank you, and this has just been an amazing experience, March With Me 2017.